Hey guys, it is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and I had a request to show, number one, how to use book pages as your journal pages, and then to show how to journal on them, how I make them where I can journal on them. So I have just pulled out some various book pages. They're different sizes, may even be from different books, but we're going to use them, and just going to show you how I would do this. Everybody does it a little bit different, but I'll show you how I would do it. Now, if I wanted to use these two pages in my journal, which I will, you can either put washi tape down through here if you have some that's really strong. This is to hinge the pages together. Or I keep my little strips that I cut off of things, and that's what I use, is my strips. So let's just find one that would work. This is a little bit big. We can trim it down though. Let's see. I do have rulers and things around here. They just come up missing all the time. So I'll leave mine about 3/4 of an inch. That's enough to hinge it, fold it over, that kind of thing. And I don't worry if it's exactly straight. You can always trim it with your trimmer if you're worried about that. Now, I like using washi tape, and sometimes I do, but I also like using my strips like this up too. So, and sometimes I want something a little bit stronger than just washi. If it's fabric washi, that'd be very strong, so that'd probably hold you for a long time. But sometimes the regular washi will crack when it dries out, so you have to be kind of careful. Now, I just got mine really straight, as straight as I could get them, and then I put that strip down through there. We're going to press that down, and I put a good amount of glue on it. And you don't have to use a glue stick. I know some people say that they don't trust glue sticks. I've never had a problem with this one, and I've got journals that are years and years old that I have used that in, and they're still going strong with nothing coming loose. But you can always put other adhesive behind it if you want to. So I just got a strip on both sides. And I just choose something that's similar to the color of my page. It doesn't have to match, but sometimes I like for it to be close. Once you press that down well. Okay, now normally I would lay these aside and let the glue dry before I try to fold. And I think I'm going to have to this time. But let's lay this aside and we'll go on to another. Let your glue dry really well. Okay, these two pages are, yeah, they're the same size, so we'll use those. And yes, this one's got a little tear right there, but we're going to put a piece of this across it, so you're never going to know the difference. Hopefully. That will work right there. And I'm just going to tear this in half. And then we'll have a piece for the front and the back. And it's a great way to use these pieces up. Okay, on this one I'll use my art glitter glue. It works just as well. This piece is a little bit thicker than that last piece I used. Just make sure that you get it right out to the edge. And then I'm just going to try to center it. And then make sure that that piece is pressed down under there. And then I just press my glue down. And I am an over gluer, as most of you guys know, so I get glue everywhere. Everywhere. but I like to have plenty of glue. I don't like for things to come up. Alright, we're going to use this other one. So any of those little pieces that you cut off of your book pages, when you're doing something else with them, save them back and you can use them for this. They work great. Alright, so there is another. I'm going to snip this little bit right here. Alright, we're going to lay that one aside. Now, I have this one, but I don't have another page. I don't think that's going to work with it. Let's see. Maybe this one? Nope. Alright. I don't have another page that's the same size as this one, or even the same out of the same book. But we're still going to use it. Keep in mind, this is going to be in one side of the journal, and this will be in another. They're not going to be side by side. So you don't have to worry about if they match or not. Okay, and again, I'll just use my art glitter glue just so you can see that there's no difference. Uh-oh, I got a double page there. Okay, that one's put together, so let's find a different one. That's a single one right there, so we'll use it. Now, I'm just kind of centering it from top to bottom, all I'm doing. And then I'm going to put my little piece down there, and we'll just trim off any excess. Now, I don't always get these perfectly straight, but you can try a little bit harder than me. You can always take it up real quick and move it over. And then we're going to put this one down. So we'll show you what we do to use these for journal pages in just a minute when we get some of them put together. Because I've got to start another journal, so I needed some of these done anyway. Okay, I'm just going to trim. Just trim a little crooked right there. That will work. Nobody's going to know the difference. Alright, so this one is good. But I pull on them, and if they don't pull apart, then I usually go ahead and stitch them in. But you could put a little piece of washi on them anyway if you wanted to. But if you pull on them and they pull apart pretty easy, then you need to reinforce. Now that one had some staples in it, so I think I'm going to reinforce it. And I'll just use a little piece of this. And you don't have to put anything on both sides. I probably won't on this one. I'll just put a little strip down this side. So all we're doing is making that stronger so that when we stitch it in our signature, it won't come apart. Now this one is good. It's got a really big clump of glue right there. So what I do is I take my bone folder, and if I can press that down where it's smooth and get some of that glue off, then fine. And if I can't, then I cut that off. But you don't want that sticking up there. That's a pretty good strong page. Okay, that one, as you can see, has holes in it. So we'll go ahead and put a piece down through there. And I have some of all shapes and sizes here, so. Oh, I didn't realize I was tearing two. That's okay. I needed them torn anyway, so now I've got plenty. Alright, let's go ahead and put our glue on there. And this is an, let's see, it's an early 1800 page, I think. So it needs a little bit of help. And then we'll trim that. Alright, so another one. And this is what I do to prepare to get ready for journals. Is I just go through book pages and pull them together. Now you don't have to put book pages together. You could put a book page and then something else on the other side. You can hinge whatever you want on this side or vice versa. It doesn't have to be a book page. You could hinge another, just say you have a scrap. Let me look, hold on. Let's just say I had this scrap and I wanted to hinge this scrap to this. So I'd have this in my journal. Then I would just cut it the size that I needed. And then I would hinge it right to this. Same difference. You can hinge anything to a book page. I think I'll actually hinge this to my book page. I'm going to tear that little edge off because it's got a barcode on the back. Now this is a single-sided paper, so I'll put something on the back of that later. Yeah, I'm going to hinge it like that. And I'm not worried about the size right now. I don't care what size I'm putting on there. I'll wait until I start to put it in my journal, and then I can always trim it down then or make it into a pocket, whatever. But right now I'm just hinging it. Okay. We'll hinge this side. And see, I just used my scraps up. There we go. And now this I could choose to fold up and do a pocket. Let's see how long this is. Like I said, you don't have to decide this right now, but I'm just looking at it to see what I want to do. I'm going to go ahead and tear this little piece off. Since it's crooked, cut crooked, and then I could fold that over and we could make a pocket out of it. So since I folded that so pitiful, or since I cut that so pitiful, since I tore that so crooked, I'm just going to fold it up, try to get it a little straighter. See if that works. Yeah, that works. So then I will take this and I'll put my glue on this little folded piece and down at the bottom, and then I'll just fold that over. Okay, so now we have a page. And then on this side, we'll have a pocket. I'm going to go ahead and trim that little bit off right there. And then I'll cut a little pull in the top saw. Remember, that's a pocket. There we go. So there's that one. Decorate it when you get it in your journal. You don't have to worry about that right now. Let's see. Let me see how tall this one is. This is probably going to be way too tall. Well, it's 9. Yes, it's going to be tall, but what we're going to do is we're going to hinge them like this, and then this bottom will either cut off or fold up for a pocket. Okay, so there is another one hinged, and like I said, we'll either cut that bottom part off or we'll just fold it up and let that be a little tiny tuck at the bottom, because that would be too long if we left it like that. Alright, just in that short amount of time we got this many book pages ready for a journal. So now I'll show you, and let's go to the very first one that we did, because let those dry. Let's go ahead and see if this guy will fold. Oh yes. And I let it do its natural little fold and I don't force it. So there's the fold. There's the book page. Now I know this is probably bigger than what I need. So let's see. It's 9 inches, so we do need to trim a little bit off the bottom, because I don't want it exactly 9. So let's see. I may just trim a little off the top. Trim that off, and then we'll trim just a tiny bit off the bottom. Don't need a bunch. There we go. Alright, so that page, make sure it's not too wide. Ooh, it could be trimmed down a little bit on the edge, so I'm going to go ahead and do that before we start doing anything else to it. I don't like for my pages to be wider than 5.5. Because my journals are usually just 6 inches wide. Okay, now we know that we want this covered up because that's an index. So we know that we're not really going to do anything with an index. So what I do is I grab another paper that would be good to put on here that you can journal on. This is just one instance, and I'll show you many others, so hold on. I have an old vintage notebook that has these beautiful tan pages in there, and I want to cover most of this up, so I am going to use this, but I want the edges to be torn. So I'm going to use, and this is very brittle, so I don't know if it's going to tear good or not. We shall see. I'm just going to tear a little off. I don't care if it's straight or not. That doesn't bother me. Not going to worry about it. It's just paper. Okay. So those tore pretty good. Yeah, that will work. And now I want to ink them. I like to ink mine pretty dark. That way, I don't know, it just makes it stand out a little bit better. So I ink the very edge where I did the decal edge ruler on there. We do have those in stock, by the way. And they have 3 other components with them. 2 more rulers and then I think I want to say a little water pen. I can't remember what the 4th thing is, to tell you the truth. You can see it in the photo though. Alright, do that. Now if you wanted to, you could stamp on this, do a little light stamping, or just tons of different things. I don't think I'll do any stamping, but I do see something I do want to do. I'm going to use my beadline stencil and see if I can get this laid down straight enough. And then I am going to use my little tool here. It's a little brush. And I'm going to make some little light lines on this. That will be my journaling lines. And these are stencils that are made in-house, if you're interested. And someone said, well, they like it, but the lines are too far apart. They don't write that big. You can always just slide it down a little bit. I'll show you in just a second. And make the lines more narrow. We tried making them narrow, and it makes the stencil too flimsy, and we didn't want that. So that's why we didn't do that. See? Now, if you want them to be more narrow, you can see through the stencil. You could really see through it if I had all my ink off there. And just put the stencil back down, right halfway between everything, and then just ink again. And whether you get them straight or not depends on how much time you spend with it. You know mine are not going to be straight, but guess what? I'm going to be okay with it, because they don't have to be. There we go. Well, they are straight. But I just slid it down a little bit. That's all you have to do. So now we can put this down on that page. Oops. I think I left my glue open a little bit too long, and it's getting close to the end. And this is a very brittle page, so I'm going to go a little bit slow with it. Okay, that's all of that one. So let's grab a new one. Okay, and then I'm just going to put it down just where it will cover the writing. Again, I'm not looking for perfection. That's not in my DNA. There we go. So now you can journal on that page. Now, if you wanted to journal on the back side of it, which I wouldn't, because I would have my journaling here, and on this side I would have photos and things, or I'd have pockets and all of that. So let's see what we might want to use to make a nice pocket or something there. Alright, here we go. We can do the best of both worlds. We can use this scrap to make a pocket, but then we can also, we also have journaling lines on there. So I think I'm gonna, I don't know which way it goes. I think it goes that way. So I'm gonna fold my edges over, because I want my pocket to be a little bit wider than just normal. So I folded about 3/4 of an inch all the way around, and let's see if that's going to be enough. We might need to fold it a little bit more. Yeah, that'll work. And I'm just going to take some of this off, because we don't need that much to fold under. And now we'll just trim our edges here. And this is how you can make a pocket without having to do any measuring, or, I mean, all you have to do is just hold it up there, and if it looks like it'll fit, then go with it. Alright, let's see. This is going to be the top, is that right? It's so hard for me to tell. Yeah, this is going to be the top. So this piece we want to fold down all the way. So I'm just going to put my glue stick down through there and fold it down all the way, because all we did that for is to have reinforced. And then these, we will put some glue on those. Just going to Make sure that they're pressed down well. The bottom. See if that looks somewhat near straight. And it does. But right here, I think I want to put something else too. I don't know, it says from Jane Austen to Joseph Conrad. I might not. I might just leave that. May put something right here, but not cover that title up. So let's see what we have to put there. I think I'll just put a piece of this across there. This is a piece of vellum out of one of our kits that I think we had last year. And I do believe I want that one. And I'm just going to leave the title and cover the other part up. Now I just want to make sure it doesn't go into my fold. Now you can see all of those words through there, but you can't really read them. They're not that legible. So that's what we like. We're putting glue on these, on the sides, and then we're going to glue it down close to the bottom, but not all the way. Just like that. Oh, I didn't put my little pull in the top. Oh well. I can probably still slide it in there. Maybe. I'll slide it in there and then I will press it back down. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to ink a little bit of this before I press it back down. Just showing that that is our pocket top right there. Pocket top. I think it was Rocky Top is the song, isn't it? Rocky Top. That's what I thought about when I said that. So there is another. You got a pocket, but you have lots of journaling space. And now I want to put something on here because I think it's too plain as it is. Oh, I might put that on there. I like that. And this is just, I think we put some of these in one of our e-club kits not long ago, I believe. I'm not sure. You know that. Can't remember where I get everything. I like that. And I have these little tiny stickers. And I know you can probably not see them. They are little tiny stickers that when you put them down you can see them better. Like that one says chili. Okay. And then basically all we need to do then is just make a tag for it. Unless you wanted to decorate it more. So we've got that page ready for journaling. This page you can journal all around through here. And then these pages we'll do something different with. Let's grab another page and we'll just see what we want to do with it. Now here again I would use some scraps. And I would probably either cover that all the way or I'd make another pocket. You can also do a flip out. I think I just want to cover it on this one. Oh, I know what I want to do. Let's do it this way. I'm going to get that lady in there. And no, I don't know where I got this paper. Sorry, I can't remember. It was just laying in my stash. I'm going to fold that over. And I'm remembering that my fold is right there, so I don't want to go past my fold. So we'll put that down through there, and then I'm going to cut it off about right there. And that's just a quick way of measuring. Okay, then we're going to put that down like that. So I want to trim part of this off. Okay, I'll need to trim just a tiny bit more there, but for now we're going to let that go. Now, if you want to cover this with something, you can. I think I'm going to leave it open and let it be a pocket. And I'll put a journal card in there. And then you can journal on the card. So then you have another page, another book page that you can use to journal. Alright, let's see. Let's just go ahead and fold this little piece over. Instead of cutting it off, we'll fold it over. And then I'm going to trim the corners. Trim this one. Then we'll put glue on these. If anybody else knows where I got this paper, or if you recognize it as being yours, you're welcome to put the name of the shop in the comments. You won't be able to put a link, but you can put the name. Move that up a little bit. Okay, so there is another, and then I'll just make a journal card to go down in there, and there's another book page that we can use. Now again, you could cover up here, you could put something on there if you wanted, like that. Do I like that or not? It's a piece of vellum. It's been stamped on. I really don't mind that, to tell you the truth about it. Let's just go ahead and put it down. Why not? Yeah, now it looks like it's part of the page. I like that. And on here you could do lots of different things. You could put a little piece of lace down through there. Let's see if I've got any on my desk. I do. But then when you put that journal card in there, you've got lots of room to journal. I think I want white lace, not that color. That blends too much with the page. So let me get some white lace. There we go. I think I have that same one in white. A little bit bigger, but not much. Yeah, I like that one better. Now, do we want to turn it this way? Yep. Just don't glue your pocket shut. That's what I'm telling myself. There we go. Cute. And there's my pocket. So you do not have to have anything but book pages to make a journal. If that's all you've got, you can still make a journal. Just decorate your book pages up different ways like I have. I'm going to go ahead and glue this little piece down. I think it will make it a little bit more sturdy. I'll still have plenty of room to put a tag in there. Alright, there is another. And then of course we did this one where you've got the pocket on the side, and you can put a journal card in that pocket, and you've got it done. Do we want to put anything on this pocket? Oh, I like that on there. Look at that color and that together. That's pretty. I think I'll put it about right there. I like that. You know what? We can make this another pocket. let's just do that. I've already backed these, so. So then we have another pocket there. I'll press that top in a little bit so it won't be so tight. And then we have a pocket up here. And then on this side we can do something as well. What do we want to do here? Let's just grab a piece of vellum and make a little vellum pocket here. And I'm just going to make a little flat pocket. That doesn't look very straight. But what do we say? Not going to worry about it. It will be fine. And then push that top in just a little bit so you have room. So you have a little bit more room in your pocket. There we go. So we've got a vellum pocket on this side and then that little pocket on that side. And when I put it in my journal, I'll go ahead and put some labels and things on there. There's another. I think we'll just do one more and that's going to be it. Let's see. Alright, let's do this. Now for this one, I don't want to cover up these pages because this is an 1860 page. I really don't want to cover those pages up. But if I want to use it for journaling space, then I'm going to have to do something, right? So let me get this folded. Now on this one, like I said, I don't want to cover this up because it's an early 1860 book page. So I'll just do a flip out on this one. And I'm just going to use this scrap. Now it's not printed on the back. If it was, I would accordion fold it. But since it's not, I'm just going to make a little flip out pocket with it. Oops. It's a very thin paper too. Okay, we're going to decide how much we want to put on here, and I think that's going to be all I want right there. I just want a little piece. So we're going to put, let's make sure I got that straight-ish. And I didn't. We're going to put some glue right here. Down through here. And up this side. And then I'm just going to glue that down right on the edge of the page. Like that. That'll make a little tuck pocket. And then I think on this, what I'm going to do is fold it back. And I'll fold it back over itself this way. Kind of like we did those pockets yesterday. It's just an easy way to use your scrap pages like this. And then be able to have extra room in your journal for your journaling and tags and things like that. So I'm going to glue the bottom portion. And then down through here. And there you go. Now all we're going to do now is just punch a hole in the top of this, or a little pull, so that we'll know that that is a pocket. So you have a flip out, you still got your book page, you got a tuck, plenty of places to journal, and you can put a journaling card in there. So there's your page. Alright guys, I think that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that gives you some ideas. This was a much requested video, so we will talk to you guys later. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Bye bye.